Hi everyone, this is James, and in this video I'm just gonna give you a quick look at creating one of my favorite laser effects, like a GBC liquid sky. And then as I'm doing that, try to give you a brief overview of what the different channels are and what they do, and we'll see how that goes. So the first thing we're gonna want to do is go to the advanced builder page and go to INIT and create a new scene, and I'm just going to call this GBC liquid, and go to empty, OK plus edit. And first thing I'm going to do is put my pan tilt to center, or 127. As close as I can get on there. Dial it in here, and then I'm just gonna enable the rest of these channels real quick. Scroll this back a little bit and enable the rest of these channels. It's probably all I need. The rest of these just go over in a different video, but very quickly, there's some preset control options here. You just have keystone, so top left, bottom right, etc. and so on. So real fine position adjustment right there. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dimmer up at full. Then I'm going to right click the global page channel, channel 2. We'll go to lines. I'm going to pick, so by default I have a short line, global 0, global 1, and then value 1. I get a nice flat wide sheet, which is perfect for what I want to do. And what I'm going to do is just going to get the colors ready. I'm going to go to green, and then blue. And then my color channel here, color channel 9, if I right click, you can see all the color options that we have. There's a lot. And most of these are at individual values, so if you just ramp through the channel, you're going to skip a whole bunch of stuff. And so just quickly explain, you see post, post linear rainbow, mid linear rainbow, reverse, mid 1 linear rainbow, reverse, then pre-2 radial rainbow, pre-2 linear gradient rainbow, pre-1, all that stuff. The name of the effect indicates where in the path of the layers that are on the effect is going to be applied. So pre is going to be before the prism, middle will be in between the base layer and the prism, and then post will be after the prism. So you just gotta think in terms of before, middle, and after, and just playing around with that. With those combinations alone, there's literally thousands and thousands of effects that you can create on the system. And so I'm just going to go and do a radial gradient right now, and because I already have my green and my blue on, my flat line here has green and blue inside of it, and I've got these size 1 through 6 channels right here. These are actually different color parameters, and what these do will change depends on the color effect that is selected in channel 9. So they won't, sometimes all 6 channels will do something, sometimes just 1 or 2, sometimes there'll be gaps where they won't do anything. The last 2 will do something, the first 2 will do something, but the middle 2 won't. And so I tried to label these as best as I could, but you're just going to have to play with them when you turn on a color effect. Get a little bit more haze going in here. And so what I'm going to do is, the first one, adjust the x-axis of the radial gradient. So left to right. 0 is defaulted. 1 is the very start, and then 255 will be the very end. So then the color parameter 2 is more like a vertical up and down, where in the shape is the middle of the gradient. I'm just going to set the default. So this channel, number 3, doesn't do anything. Number 4 also doesn't do anything for this color effect. Number 5 lets you adjust the width of the gradient. And number 6 lets you adjust the fade duration of it. So if I wanted no fade, I would go to 1, then I make this wider. So I have an exact cut between two colors, or I can slowly fade it in at this width and adjust it like so. So I'm just going to leave this like that. I like how that looks. And I'm going to skip a whole bunch of channels. And I'm going to go to my wave. Wave 1 right here. I'm going to do a pre-linear sine. I'm going to give some wavelength. Or, sorry, the angle. Wave angle. This is the wavelength. This is the amplitude. You see it change right there. And phasing, and then the speed of it. So I'm going to slow this down. Jack up the amplitude a lot. I'm going to leave the angle back at 0 so I get a perfectly straight up and down. And my wavelength is going to be short. No, 1 wave, 2 waves type deal, 3 waves, and so on and so forth. It's really, really, really fine adjustments. We're talking individual channels here will do so many dramatic changes, so you really just can't ramp up and down on the fader. You gotta click through it to get it just where you want it. And then the amplitude, full size to really short, maybe almost narrow. And then the phasing kind of offsets it a little bit. And also again the traverse speed, slow to fast. I mean, you can do some really insanely fast stuff here. There's also forward to backwards, and then backwards to forwards. It'll let you switch up the angle, the direction. So yeah, it makes you feel like you're underwater, you know? So that for me is my favorite liquid sky. And so I'm just gonna move the tilt down a little bit closer. You can see I set up my zone, and if I go too far down, the laser cuts off completely. So just have to remember, you know, where the best point of view is, and you can set it there, and you'll be protected. It'll close off if you go past your zone. Just why it's super important to set them up. So that is how to do like a liquid sky. You can even come up here and change up the colors a little bit. Maybe you want a red to cyan fade. You wanted a much shorter fade than that. Anyways, so many options, lots of combinations you can do. Check it out, play around with it. If you see something, if you do something really cool, show me. Let me know. I hope you learned something. Take care. Like, subscribe, comment.